Any errors or corrections? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion that we approve the non-public meeting minutes 1, 2, and 3, July 26th.
I'll second those. Any errors or corrections? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion we approve the consent agenda.
Any additions?
Nope.
Second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Public input.
Duly noted.
None online. We'll go into consideration of new business, 110 Pine Street.
This is a property across from the recycling center, basically surrounded by town properties, DPW garage, and 112 and 120 Pine Street. So it's something we've kind of had on our radar for a while, and every year when Mr. Buffum comes in to renew his junkyard license, we discuss his interest in selling. Previously, he hasn't been interested, but now he's at a point where he's ready to dispose of it. So we've come to a verbal agreement to purchase the property if we want to, after we move through the 4114A process for $150,000. So I think that's a reasonable price. Equalize the assessed value is right in that ballpark. It's about 1.5 acres. So I think with its proximity to the other town properties, I think it's a good investment for the town to make. So I would be looking for the board to authorize us to enter into a purchase and sale agreement subject to the 4114A process and to begin that process.
So moved.
Second. Anything further? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
The ayes have it. New business B, Upper Wilson Pond Dam Engineering Services.
So this would be for the next and final phase of Upper Wilson Pond Dam. So this would be for bidding in the construction oversight phase. Du Bois and King have drafted a scope of work that comes to, with a little bit of a contingency, comes to $156,000 for construction oversight and the administration portion. It's partially funded by the High Hazard Dam grant and then also the bond that was approved last year. So I'd be looking for the board to authorize that expenditure and authorize me to sign contract documents with Du Bois and King.
So moved.
Second. Anything further on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it.
Just in terms of a schedule update, we were hoping earlier in the year to start that later this year, but due to some delays with the permitting and other factors, we'll be looking at next year for that, most likely.
All right. May expenditure and revenue report.
Overall, in pretty good shape. Nothing that really jumped out. We'll do a more thorough analysis for the next month, which will be a half year point, and probably would be a good point to kind of stop paying attention to the numbers because they're going to go crazy in July with a lot of the damage repairs, which are going to be shown in the operating budget, at least for now. So the July one halfway will be valuable for looking at upcoming years.
Will those reports be a little more expedited because
Yes.
of the end of the year is done?
Yep. Yeah, we're
Good.
getting into a better workflow.
Consideration of old business.
Kind of old business, other business. Tax collector's been in communication with the folks related to the tax deeded property on Denman Thompson Highway, and they're expecting to redeem the main property with the house on it either at the end of this week or beginning of next week. So that'd be the total balance. They were looking to see if they could get some additional time for that second lot, which is really just the driveway. I think if they were able to come up with the amount for the main property, I would like to ask the board to support giving them a little more time for the remaining property.
Would they consolidate the two lots?
That would be my recommendation. I haven't gotten a yes, they would out of them, but I think it makes sense. I don't think it would be I don't think it would be a good business decision for us to try to auction just the second piece. I don't think it doesn't have the values, obviously mainly to the inherent property. So just looking for consensus on this at that point. Once we get the final payout, we'll have a deed and we can discuss it further then.
What's their time frame?
On the other property,
The whole thing, how are we on the 90 days?
I think they still had until around the end of this month, I believe. So they still had a little more time.
So they've got that anyway.
Right, but I think they were looking for some additional time on the second piece.
How much is the second piece?
The amount due, it was around 10 or 12. I think this one was 27, the main piece. I think it's in our best interest to give them a little more time.
Yeah. And as Sly suggested, they merge the properties, or the parcels. I'm good with that.
Consensus?
And then for the tax deeded property on Cran Hill Road, looks like they're gonna be getting a payoff through some homeowner assistance funds. So that one looks like it's gonna be redeemed for the full amount as well. So looks like mostly happy.
I'm sorry, Michael, you're turning away the Pine Hill Road. Just repeat what you said.
Tax deeded property on Cran Hill Road sounds like it's going to be redeemed
Oh,
through
redeemed.
homeowner assistance fund.
Okay.
And no problems with the Marcy Hill properties on the sales? That
Nope, one closed and the other one, hopefully, now that the deed is signed here, we'll be getting that off to the closing company and hopefully be closing in the next week or so.
Good. Any correspondence or administrative update, I guess?
Not at this time.
Any non-publics?
Nope, not tonight.
Anything else?
Motion to adjourn.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Boy, Ken's
Thank-
gonna